let me take your time out and say a special good morning to one and all. And I hope all is well with everyone this morning. If you're viewing GBN TV, hope all is well. If you're listening Classic Radio, certainly hope you're having a great morning. It's to the point for today's Friday, the 31st day of January. Yes, we are about to wrap up the month of January, the first month within the year of the year 2025. Time flies, huh? Time certainly do fly. So folks, we will be having an open line edition of To the Point this morning, which means that you are welcome to calling via the telephone numbers 435-2041, via the WhatsApp, or you can call me the direct line 435-2041, and your phone calls certainly will be welcomed this morning. Let's hear from you, your views, your concerns this morning. There are probably, of course, a particular issue that you may like to bring to the forefront. Feel free to do that this morning here on the program this morning. I'm here for the entire hour with you folks, until it's 10 a.m. this morning. So which means let's get those calls rolling this morning as we get the ball rolling off. And certainly hope we get the folks to follow the regular pattern in terms of when you're calling, make sure you turn off whatever device you do have in the background. Yes, turn it off, please. You can certainly hear me via the telephone, and I will hear you via the telephone, and all the other listeners and viewers will certainly hear you also. So let's go to the telephone line. Our first caller. Let's say good morning to the caller and hope all is well. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing good, sir. How are you this morning?
Pretty okay, now. Morning to your listeners as well.
Oh, you're certainly welcome.
I am making a call of a statement that was made on a the program previous to yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I would want to, although I agree with the caller that this is happening, it is not something new. I speak in respect to a comment that was made by Mr. Rolo about yachts coming into the country and going on a particular island without being checked by immigration and all of that. I mean, it is my knowledge that this is not something new.
Okay.
And it is instructive. It is instructive that only last week I was listening to the Prime Minister, and he was making reference to something similar to that, where you have a lot of yachts that is unchecked in our waters. And something has to be done about it. In words to the effect, that not his direct words. So in other words, the present administration is aware that such a situation is there, it is happening, and something has to be done about it. But for Mr. Rolo to give the impression that it is something new that is happening, I think it is a bit hypocritical.
Okay.
And I just wanted to speak about that. But my substantive point I want to raise with you is relating to what I find is a strange thing. You know, so we tend to allow a lot of things that are not lawful in this country. We let it happen. The police, they are the ones who are supposed to check those things. They let it happen for a long period of time, unchecked. And then when it becomes out of hand, then they decide to step in. And then the people who are now committing those offenses, those breaking the law, because of the length of time they have been doing it unchecked, they feel that they have a right to do it. So they somewhat retaliate by saying, you're infringing on our rights. I speak specifically to vehicles, cars and vans, that I see them now, they put in speakers, amplified speakers to the windows of the vehicle. And it's passing the street, and Mr. Telesford, you swear it's some DJ music that is passing. And this is not right. You have something called the Noise Pollution Act that is in place. And I don't understand why the police is allowing those individuals to go around the country, affixing a speaker box, two speaker box, on left and right side of the back of the vehicle, and blasting music like if no one cares about it. I would like the authorities to please step up and do something about that. Because it is wrong, it is breaking the law, and too many times, the police, as I said, they are the ones responsible for keeping the law. they let those things go unchecked until it reaches to a stage of no return. Thank you and have a good morning.
Thank you, sir. And certainly do appreciate your contribution this morning, and you did with some relevant points there. 435-2041. The lines are opened. Let's hear from you this morning, folks, our listeners and viewers. Let's hear from you. We go back to the phone line. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, GT. How you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Nice to hear from you again.
Yeah, haven't heard from for first time for the year, you know.
Yes. So I should probably say Happy New Year to you also.
And thank you, many happy returns.
All right.
GT, I have a bit of I would like to say congratulations to the administration for many things that they have done and what they are talking about to do. But, you know, I don't believe in talk, as you know. Now, I want to say that they are trying, but there is room much more for improvement. And something that I observe, as you know, I'm on the ground, I'm in the field. I would like to suggest that the pensioners, now I want to make it clear, I'm not talking about the seed program, I'm talking about the pensioners, I put it like the low-pay pensioners. Mm-hmm. For instance, people who is collecting pension today, who work for very little money, and today they are collecting like $300 from the NIS pension.
Okay.
$400 and stuff. Now, I would like to make a suggestion that every pensioner who made the contributions and now collecting this little money based on the cost of living, that we make a big adjustment, that we put everybody under like to $1,000 maximum of the low salary pensioners. Now, somebody might ask, where is this money is going to come from?
Well, I was just about to ask you the same question.
But here it is. I already thought of it. One, the passport, how you call it, that program, we could get some money from that. We can get some money from our investment at the NIS. Remember, the NIS invests in our monies, these pensioners' monies. We can get some through that. We can get some monies. And you know what, GT, every time you talk about poor people and getting money, somebody say, where is this money going to come from? Well, hey, where is this money coming from to do everything else? Where is the money coming from to give the opposition leader, the opposition, $5,000 per month? That never happened. That's not in the Constitution. And, you know, there is ways, if we want to do it, we can get it done. And remember, I'm only speaking on the behalf of the people, I'm not included, that's collecting like $300, $400 a month for pension from the NIS.
Okay.
And I would like to say that, of course, that the government is doing their trying. They take out the monies from very little to bring it up where it is. But much more could be done, because our low-income pensioners, they are suffering. But you see, 1 second. You see, if for the past 20 years, if we had people seeking our poor people interest, the wages would have been higher than $400 per month. The people recently was working for $300 and $500 per month. So when you take out 4% out of that, there is very little going to the NIS, so therefore they expect to get very little. So I am saying now, it's a sacrifice to prove that the people live a little better. You pay water bill. You're getting $400 a month from NIS.
Okay, Colin, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a good one.
Have a good day yourself. 435-2041, 435-2041. I want to get the opinion of our listeners and viewers in relation to this. Of course, we're hearing in the news, you know, of those of you who've been listening via social media, international news organization, in relation to, of course, the immigration issue that is now in the U.S., where lots of countries are having their, of course, their citizens returned. we're hearing from the authorities here in Grenada that they haven't had any official, of course, information sent to them as yet as relate to that. I mean, we as a people, do we have any concerns as it relates to that particular issue as it stands right now, in terms of our citizens being returned to our land? I mean, think about it. It's not like they're going to be coming on a vacation and spend 2 weeks or so, but maybe let me hear from you what you think. For some reason or other, we have a bulk of individuals being returned to the island. How are we going to deal with that now? I know most of who may be coming back, maybe individuals who may have been one of those breadwinners for a particular family, being out there in the U.S. and sending monies back to their families on a regular basis. They know having to return you. Maybe they were sent back without even having the benefit of that financial, the finance that they may have had over there, or the job. So coming back here. Let's hear from you in relation to that. But let's take this caller first, and then if you give it some thought, maybe you could let me share a contribution from you. We lost that caller there. 435-2041. 435-2041. The lines are open. I'm just throwing it out there to get a feedback from you, listeners and viewers over there, and in relation to that. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you this morning?
Yes, well, I'm fine, and you?
Doing good.
Morning to your followers. Yes, that's a matter that I think I had raised sometime earlier on when once Trump came in. It will affect us in some ways negatively, probably some positively, because I know that there are many Caribbean people of color, who are not comfortable being in America anymore. And some of them, I guess, now are finalizing their plans to come back and settle home. Some of them may come, buy property, build houses, renovate their homes, and settle back into Grenada. And that can give us a windfall in terms of investment and so.
Well, I understand it. It's not a cutting on you, but I understand it from that. I understand it from that point. But I was talking those who may be picked up and just sent back.
Yes.
Maybe not getting the opportunity to get hold of the finances that they may have had, their clothing, etc., and now have to come back home and resettled. That is the circumstance. Who were able to come back on their own? I understand that.
Picture. Yeah. Now, in terms of those who may be criminal deportees, especially, that could be a challenge for us and a strain on our prison system and other things like that, and in terms of a social structure, because some of these people, as you know from history, they do continue, depending how far they are in their ways, to perpetuate the same sort of behavior here. So that could be a challenge for us as well. Now, but those who are sent back, I'm certain that there'll be ways in which they can get their things back. I don't think it will be totally lost, unless they have surrounded themselves with people who are dishonest, who may not pursue it on their behalf and make it available back to them. So I don't think they would lose it completely, but it could be very inconvenient and very distressing to have to leave everything and run back. So, but I think in terms of the bigger picture, we have to prepare for it as a country.
All right.
There may be some pros, there may be some cons, but I'm thinking of some of the negative things that we as a country must be prepared to face, because there will be negative repercussions from, as you said, and in terms of the criminal elements that will be coming back as well. Okay?
All right.
You're most welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I certainly appreciate your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. The lines are open this morning. It's an open line edition here of To The Point. You have the opportunity to call in. Let's hear from you in terms of sharing your views and concerns in relation to issues. I brought up the matter in terms of, individuals who may be returning to our island again. The Grenadians who have probably been living in the U.S. for a number of years may have left, thought there were greener pastures for them out there, have gone out, lived a couple of years of them, may not have gotten themselves settled in properly in terms of the proper paperwork and so forth, and been living there and been living comfortably. We know what the situation is like for a lot of countries who are now having residents picked up, and once your status is not on the level that it should be at, you will be returned to your country. If you're thinking about families here who may have individuals though and now having to have these individuals return, what's your take on that? Of course, on that. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, your life. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. To me, it's a serious thing, allowing people or deporting people. But these people that went away and committing crime, they have to stand the consequence or the consequences. At the same time, I don't think our government should refuse them, but they should look into them seriously, especially if they committed crime. But the government, I think, would have to seek the people's interest. Those who have wealth away and maybe they have committed some crime, perhaps before or after they amass those wealth, our government should make sure that these people come back with what they have worked for and saved. So our government should seek it, the interest, the people's interest who would be deported. Well, obviously they have to be deported for some good reason or the other. So we personally, our government might not be able to do too much to help those people who have committed crimes. At the same time, we have to prepare for those people who have committed crimes so that they don't carry out the bad behavior back into Grenada. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your contribution this morning. You know, I'm not basing the whole situation on individuals who have committed crimes. That I see that as a totally different category of individuals, especially those who were returned because of we have a lot of folks being deported on a regular basis for crime purposes. But I'm talking that citizen of Grenada who maybe been living in the U.S. and then I said may not have had the appropriate paperwork over a period of time, and know they've been of course taken by the ICE as they refer to them as and been sent back, getting them settled back in society. Are we ready for that? How do you feel in relation to that? We do have another caller via WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Morning. I'm listening to the last two callers. I think they have a negative concept of people who Donald Trump intend to deport. And they should know better than that. Donald Trump is not deporting people because they commit crime. Let us get it straight. He wants to get rid of undocumented immigrants. So the people who, when you see they come back to Grenada or wherever, they are not criminals. You must get it straight and stop being prejudiced against your own people. They are not criminals. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your call. 435-2041. Let's take another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Oh, yes, good morning to you, GT.
How are you this morning, sir?
Quiet, sir.
All right.
Have a great day. Now, this is a wake-up call for us. Yeah? Nobody will ask our people overseas to commit crime. But are we assessing the situation here over the years? Not last year, not this year, but over the years. Have we adequately prepared to employ or to retain our citizenry so that eventually they could stay here and make it? You know, we may blame everybody, but one group of people we're not blaming is the people who are responsible for the country, for managing the country, growing the economy, and creating jobs for our people. So this is a wake-up call for us, and it tells our management now, look, prepare for your people, for your young people in particular. You need to provide jobs as you educate them based on the what you call study requirement. They study to be X and prepare for them. Not only the government, but the private sector. So these two bodies have to work together to ensure that they provide means of support, means of survival, means of employment for our people, so that these situations don't have to happen the way it happened, where people they must live here. I have people overseas too, you know, and they're behaving well, right? But it's not everybody who has the capacity to do so. So I think we should prepare more adequately for our citizenry here, so that this situation don't keep recurring, over and over.
All right.
Have a good day, sir.
You too, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Call via WhatsApp. Good morning, and you're live.
Good morning, GT, and morning to your listeners and your viewers. It's good that we start talking about this. We should have been talking about that since Project 2025 came into the light. Because, yesterday, someone got arrested, picked up because in Milwaukee, because he was speaking Spanish, a U.S. citizen. This is not about just criminals. It's not, people understand this is ethnic cleansing. Their intent to ethnic and other, well, I don't want, the word is not coming, but this is clear there, is to make America white again. So, but it will be disastrous for them and us, the rest of the world, because as one farmer said, half of his staff, half of his workers are undocumented workers in the farm. He voted for Trump, but he don't believe that they would deport the workers that are working with him. He's out for a rude awakening, because the real issue is that those folks who want to make America white again. And we have always had people being deported. There's no question about it, regardless of the administration. But the scale in which it's being done, that's the issue. And it's unfortunate that CARICOM government have been so inept, or I don't even know what to call them, because they sat down there while Trump was blowing the trumpet and did nothing to try to influence their people, because if you really don't influence your people, and there are different ways to influence your people, because all of us are going to be affected. There are people who rely on the folks in the States for the little stuff every month, every time, either because they're older, they're not able to work or whatever it is. What are they be cut off? And then partly I heard earlier the talk about, somebody mentioned about people losing everything. There's a video where Jamaican, probably maybe a similar, a kind of acting out thing, where this guy picked up and with nothing, he turns up in Jamaica and tries to get a taxi. The taxi man asks him for money. He doesn't have money, so he has to be dropped on the street. So all of these things, we have to take these things into consideration. And if we just focus on about illegals and so on, that is not the issue. The issue is that their folks are about to clean up, to white up America, and we have to call a spade a spade.
All right.
So let us get our people, let us consider how we're going to respond, because this guy will not be stopped. We see what happened in Israel. They did nothing to help the situation. They could do anything right now. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your contribution. We lost that caller there. 435-2041. If another caller comes pretty quickly, we will take it before we take that break. Let's take this caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning, and how are you?
Yes, good morning. Thank you. Yes. Well, the same way that Grenadians are protective of their borders, we want to make sure the citizenship by investment is proper. We have problems with it. We see a lot of different nationalities moving in, and we have concerns. It's the same way every country has the right to protect its border. And I think we are being a bit selfish, because, yes, we have people there, and they have a life to live, and we're worried about them, and they're sending us money back here. Trump has the right to tighten up his borders, just like Grenada wants to tighten its borders. Now, a lot of the problems with our people is self-imposed problems. You go on holiday, you stay, trying to get jobs under the market, and you mother dead, father dead, you're not coming home to funeral, okay? You go for medical benefits, something wrong with you here, and you gone and you check yourself into the hospital, taking all the people benefits that is for residents. Trump have a right as a president to watch that. But the one that is particularly insidious is the people that we give scholarships. We give our people 4-year scholarships to go and study. In return, they sign a contract to come back and serve. And these people, they graduate in May. Somebody dead next week, they don't come in. They're finding a way to stay after they use up all the government funds. And sometimes they get it by curry favor. It's who they know, who they don't know. The people who get it wasn't the people that are supposed to get it. There are other people that want to come back and serve. They take the scholarships and they go up there and they study and they graduate and it's, yes, let me see how I can stay here. So you see them people? Why must we be sorry for them? Come back to Grenada. You sign a contract. Come back. The government give you 4 years of education and money, and you're supposed to come back and you graduate and you start looking for ways to stay. So all of these people up there, get on the boat, get on the plane, and come back and stop trying to hide. This is self-imposed problems that they put on themselves. It is nastiness and greedy ways. Why must we be sorry for them? Why must we sit there and allow them to break the laws of other countries, and they make it harder for us when we legitimately want to go and see the grandchild? You legitimately have a reason to want to go to the Grand Canyon. The people who really want to go, we can't go because they're scrutinizing us because of the people who went up there and abused it. Why are we sitting here feeling sorry for them? Especially the ones who apply for scholarships. And they have a new set of people that they just show on the TV that apply for scholarships. Watch them. Make sure that they are obligated to the contract that they sign. Come back home when you're done with the scholarship. Thank you.
Thank you a whole lot. Appreciate your contribution. Folks, we're due for a break. Let's take it when we come back. More of your calls here on To The Point. Don't touch your dial.
All around the world, rat infestation causes widespread damage.
Grenada is indeed beautiful and worth exploring. We firmly believe that you should be allowed to do so. Why not explore Grenada with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours? Whether you decide to explore Grenada with your family, spouse, or large group of friends, we are ready to welcome you. Our tours are guaranteed to leave you with wonderful memories of Grenada if you are visiting, and excitement if you live here. Book a tour with us now by visiting our website www.jamessvcs.com. Call 1473-442-3769 or email info@jamessvcs.com. James Services Corp Off-Road Tours.
I am Dennis James Williams, owner and director of James Services Corp. Looking forward to welcoming you to the beautiful island of Grenada to explore with James Services Corp Off-Road Tours. See you soon.
Explore our beautiful island of Grenada from an angle that is unique and off-road, but equally fun. We are 100% family-friendly tours.
Are you ready for the ultimate culinary showdown? GBN presents Oil Down Fest. Oil Down Fest. Oil Down Fest 2025. Who will be crowned the Oil Down King or Queen? Oil Down Fest 2025. Saturday, February 1st.
Oil Down Fest is sponsored by Flow, Grenada Motor Club, Grenada Tourism Authority, Sandals Grenada, Blue Bubbles, Calico Shopping Center, George of Huggins and Company, Grenada Cooperative Bank, and Superb Distributors.
Coming up, these chefs and mixologists produce their creative best for their biggest party yet. This steel band has been making a difference for over 40 years. An island filled with beauty, a vibrant culture, and an iconic natural attraction. Now, where can this be? It's all next on this station.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Let me say good morning to those of our social media platforms, whether it's the Facebook page. Good morning to all of you there. Good morning to those of you via our YouTube channels. Good morning, and thanks for being with us this morning. To the point, we have an open line edition this morning, so which means you're welcome to calling, express your views, your concerns via this particular medium. We have about 30 more minutes left on today's program. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Mr. Telesford, greetings. Just that all is well in your corner, Mr. Telesford. Just a brief comment on the question that you posed and so on, relative to the immigration situation and so on, and the deportation of quote-unquote undocumented or illegal immigrants from the United States. The United States is an independent nation state. The United States has its laws. And if people enter the United States illegally and so on, the laws are expected to kick into place and to take care of it because they have a duty to protect the nation. So there's nothing wrong with it. Our people went to the United States during the Revolution because some of them were upset about what was happening. They made the necessary arrangements through the embassy in Barbados and otherwise, and they went out there. After the Revolution, they continued to go. Some decide not to do it correctly, so let them pay the consequences. No, we know that this has been in effect for years, and we should therefore plan for just in case. And this is why I always talk about the just in case. Prepare yourself. If there are Grenadians, we can't refuse them because they're ours. So when they come back, we put them into place and so on. Those who have criminal records, we look at them and deal with them accordingly. Just prepare yourself. We know that it's forthcoming. We knew also because Mr. Trump, elected by Hispanic vote, elected by black vote, elected by white vote, elected by Democrats and even Republicans in the political arena. Is it the President of the United States? So much for that, which we understand. We just had to prepare for it. But to my substantive point, quickly, Mr. Telesford, if I were to make this crude joke this morning that I read in a book, stranger, that water can be used as a fuel in a car or truck or tractor. And I stress and maintain that, and I continue to talk about it. You would certainly have people calling in, Mr. Telesford, to ridicule where you get it, you believe you know everything and so on. I'm certain about that. Don't you agree?
Yes, I would.
But hear this. For years, we're clamoring and referring to a document that gives evidence proof, because it's a document published by a commission set up by the government of Grenada and signed by Daniel Williams, rest in peace, as the then so-called Governor General, to investigate the situation with the constitutionality of Grenada. The document was produced. There was an orientation document produced to advise the people of this country what we should do to bring the constitution of Grenada up to date with countries. References were made at Belize, Trinidad and Tobago, and Barbados. It's there in the document. You know, strange enough, Mr. Nobody wishes to talk about it. It is there to be seen, but nobody wishes to talk about it. Nobody wishes to make this idiot, John Rollo, look ridiculous with his old talk. You come in and so on, and you feel you know everything. Ain't it strange, Mr. Telesford, sir? Therefore, this morning again, for one more occasion, as it be coming up to 1 week prior to the celebration of our 54th independence, I challenge the Grenada Bar Association and all the constitution gurus therein. I challenge the Grenada Monarchist League, those shameless, faceless, nameless thugs who hide and say never show their face. I challenge them to come out and debate the matter. I challenge Charles Rex III, King of England, King of Grenada. I challenge the so-called Governor General. I challenge the political class in this country to come out and tell the people the truth about the constitutionality. When you come and bring the number of the Constitution Act and the year in which it was approved in the Parliament of Grenada, bring the Independent Act, tell the people, why is it you don't want to talk about it? It's not that they have no answers for these questions, you know, Mr. Telesford, they have them. But the thing is, if they do answer them, they will expose themselves. But the time has to come. The time is here, that we have to question more in this country. This constitutional architecture is illegitimate. If you cannot produce any document to prove the validity, to give face to the political legitimacy, or the legal authority, then where are we? And if the king of pardon was the queen back then, through the imperial order and council, signed the document, then who holds the authority to this country? I want to talk about it, and I wouldn't stop. For what is worth, Mr. Telesford, I'm throwing it once more. Down with colonialism. Let us formulate a procedure for getting our country through as a truly political and independent sovereign nation state. Thank you very much for what is worth, Mr. Telesford.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day for yourself for the rest of the day. 435-2041. The lines are open. Let's hear from you this morning. It's an open line edition of To The Point. And folks, if you, of course, want to chime in on every of the conversation that we have this morning, I threw out the idea, of course, how do you feel about individuals being deported back to our island? Yes, they are Grenadians. How do you feel about them being reinserted back into the communities? You know, they may have left for a number of years. Yes, they are Grenadians, so we cannot, of course, deny them, of course, of wanting to be coming back to the island. I know it's going to be, of course, a trying time for lots of families who may be dependent on those individuals who may have left a long time. That little monies that they send to them from time to time, no, that's not going to be available anymore for reasons of various reasons. So how do you feel about that in terms of that whole issue that is suddenly developing right now? We go back to the phone line. Caller, you are live. Good morning.
Mr. Telesford.
Yes, sir. I beg of you to be brief, please, because you've been already.
You pay the penalty for anything you do wrong. And this is what is happening. If we do anything wrong in Grenada, we pay the penalty. Similarly, when you go abroad, if you do anything wrong, you pay the penalty. And maybe the penalty for these people who have done wrong is to send them back to where they originated from. All over the world, I think people are doing that. But we seem in Grenada to believe that if we get people from abroad, they seem to be building our country. And I don't usually hear that they're deporting people from Grenada to other parts of the world when they come and they commit their own crime. I think what good for the goose, good for the gander too. So we have to carry out certain laws and make laws to cater for those who have done wrong in our country too.
All right.
Not because we poor, we need help. I can't say we need help. We have to get up and get. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. 435-2041. The lines are opened. Folks, you can call us, share your views, share your concerns this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. We have another caller. Caller, your life. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I did not... you put out a challenge after I made my comment. But I want to make a suggestion. A number of people, as you rightly said, and you corrected it because some people thought it was just criminal. A number of people who would be deported based on what I'm seeing, and people must watch the news and listen to the news. So long as in America that you are not legal in terms of documentation, they will send you back if they catch up with you. The challenge for us in Grenada is that they are coming back to a place where we don't have much jobs, and that is the reason why they went there in the first place, to get something to do. So it is a complex thing, GT. I mean, you realize it, but it's a very complex situation that will actually develop. And that is not just for Grenada. So my suggestion is, GT, I think CARICOM, as a body, should have put some prime ministers together to lobby the U.S. government in terms of maybe setting up some system to help Grenada in the CARICOM, not just Grenada situation, CARICOM as a region. Mm-hmm. Because you have Trinidad to Jamaica, Dominica, everybody as a region. Yes, they are there on illegal, so we're getting rid of them. But when they come back here, based on the circumstances of the region, what can you do to help alleviate the obvious pressure that will be put on those states? I think CARICOM should set up a body to sit down and deliberate and approach the U.S. government to deal with this madness. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your contribution, and certainly your contribution there is certainly a valid one in terms of the contribution you made. 435-2041. The lines are open. We have approximately 20 minutes left on today's program. Your calls are certainly welcome. Come on to those of you via social media platforms. If you want to chime in, don't forget, and you want to call in via the WhatsApp. The WhatsApp is also available for you to call in via 435-2041. We go back to the phone line. Caller, your live. Good morning.
Good morning, boss. How are you?
Doing great. How are you this morning?
I cool and humble.
All right.
Yeah, this one's for the Ministry of Health. There's certain things necessarily which I don't understand. they're going to put on tag vehicles, which I don't have no problem with certain vehicles with tag. But you have a bus pack up off the main road in somebody's private garden, which I have the right to park. They put a stick on it. Now I talked to the guy in health. He told me that the government claimed 6 feet off the main road, which I have no problem. But you have people build a house in the main road. Sorry, less than 6 feet on the main road. They do nothing about it. You have a man have a container. You stand up in the road and touching it. They have no problem. They ain't putting no tags on those people and them who had a veranda on the side of the road. They ain't doing nothing about it. But you have a vehicle for your personal use, because I bought the vehicle as for my use. I have parts inside of it because I have one exactly like it, so I bought the next one, and the man gave me the right to pack it in his garden. The Ministry of Health want to put sticker on it. The next one now, I told the guy, the first one I bought an engine for the bus, and I'm only waiting for the mechanic. They still put sticker on it. I want to know naturally, who could I go to? But if they had to come for that vehicle, they may have to come with the SSU or the military forces, because I wouldn't let them come and take my personal vehicle and spend money for, which is not in the public road. It's off the main road. You have no traffic problem. It tell me health-wise. You have nothing like rats, nothing, because we have kept something around and we have no rats there. I tell him what health problem that you could pack up there. So I want them to know clearly. I mean, if you had to put tag on my bus to go, all those people who live actually in the main road, we have to put a tag on them. We have to get rid of them too. If they can, they get rid of some.
All right. Certainly, I hear your plight, caller. I hear your plight, and I certainly do understand the situation that you're speaking about. And I certainly hope there's some remedy could come up for that, so you wouldn't get to the level of use, well, in terms of what you're saying, where violence may be part of whatever going to happen. So I hope that get rectified, and it's whatever will take place will be done in a civil way to have that rectified. All right.
Have a good day, boss.
You too, sir. Be good. 435-2041, 435-2041. The lines are opened. Let's hear from you folks. An open line this morning here on the program. Let's hear your views. Let's hear your concerns as it relates. Caller.
Morning, GP.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing, sir?
Doing good.
Yeah. GP, Grenada is a different place because, remember, you have foreigners come here. One kill a woman and bury her in Monmaris. One kill one and throw her over the precipice. The one that killed one and throw her over the precipice, he go back in his country and he married a woman in India and bring her back in Grenada. Right? Because he didn't like the wife, he had the Grenada wife, so he wanted to bring an Indian wife. And he come back and he married in Grenada, he bring an Indian wife in Grenada. And up to now, nobody can do nothing about it. He have a Grenadian passport, they can't revoke his passport and send him back to his country. He open a business in Grenville and playing that he's so good.
But sir, if the individual went through the legal process and whatever took place, why does that have to happen to him?
Watch, he's not a Grenadian. In other countries, they don't send them back. They take him back the passport. And why we can't do the same thing? You have how much people in the States they send him back because they commit crime? And why we can't do the same thing? Send him back too. He commit a crime in Grenada and a big crime, kill a Grenadian woman and married an Indian. We Grenadian woman and married an Indian and bring him back in Grenada and open a business. That is wrong. Get him back from Grenada. Get him back. People should stand up for that. The women of Grenada should stand up for that and demonstrate against that, and let's send him back.
Thank you, sir.
To his country.
Thank you. Thank you a whole lot. 435-2041, 435-2041. The lines are opened. Let's hear from you this morning in terms of your views and concerns. It's to the point. We due for a break. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're getting to our final segment. When we come back, folks, stay with us. Don't touch your dial.
All Down Fest is sponsored by Flow, Grenada Motor Club, Grenada Tourism Authority, Sandals Grenada, Blue Bubbles, Calico Shopping Center, George of Huggins and Company, Grenada Cooperative Bank, and Superb Distributors.
Are you ready for the ultimate culinary showdown? GBN presents Oil Down Fest. Oil Down Fest. Oil Down Fest 2025. Who will be crowned the Oil Down King or Queen? Oil Down Fest 2025. Saturday, February 1st.
Oil Down Fest is sponsored by Flow, Grenada Motor Club, Grenada Tourism Authority, Sandals Grenada, Blue Bubbles, Calico Shopping Center, George of Huggins and Company, Grenada Cooperative Bank, and Superb Distributors.
Grenadians, the National Celebrations Committee invites you to celebrate the next 50, embracing a future of development, transformation, and unity as we ready ourselves to mark the Grenada's 51st anniversary of independence. On February 7th, 2025, activities include the Independence Monarch Competition semifinals, January 25th at Lassages Playing Field, with the final carded for Saturday, February 1st at the Sutters Bus Terminal. National Church Service, February 2nd, 3 p.m., Crossview RC Church. February 6th, National Colors Day, Interministerial Competition and Independence Cultural Extravaganza from 7 p.m. at the Grenfell Bus Terminal. And on Friday, 7th, it's the grand finale at the Kieran James Athletic Stadium, the Independence Day Rally, Military Parade, and Made in Grenada Expo. Let's all celebrate in true Grenadian unity. The anniversary of...
Welcome back to The Point, Classic Radio, GBN TV. It's Friday, the 31st day of January 2025. We go back to the phone line. Call your life. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, JT.
Good morning to you. How are you this morning?
I'm blessed, I'm blessed.
All right, great.
Well, I just want to put my little two pence this morning. This system, Trump and them add up, to me, is a wicked system. Because not everybody, you're going in the school and picking up children. Some of these school children don't commit no crime. And I just want to say to us, some of the people they will send back, they don't want nothing from government here, and they don't want nothing from the family, more than just to open up their arms and show them love. They won't come back broke and depending on the country to take care of them. They could take care of themselves. So we as Grenadians, let us show love. They could go 9 years, they could get scholarship, go and they'll come back. They are Grenadians, so let us open up our hearts and hands and show them love.
All right.
Because some of them don't want nothing, as I say, from government, even from the family member, because some of them go over there, they work hard, and they have what they have. So they don't want nothing from us. So don't be scared and only coming back and depend on the states and depend on us. Bye-bye. Have a good
Same
day.
to you. Have a good day yourself. Let's go back to the phone line. We have WhatsApp caller. Your live WhatsApp caller. Good morning.
Morning, GT.
Good morning to you, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
You know, I'll address that issue with the American situation on the deportees and so on. But in passing, let me point out something to you all that I think is a serious mistake relative to the thing that you all have organized tomorrow, the Oil Down Fest. I've been listening to you all for the whole week dealing with the subject matter, where 3 people are the maximum you all have for a pot. Understanding the oil down, I've been in the kitchen all my life, you might say. I love to cook, and I know the amount of work that it takes to make an oil down, even a simple home oil down. Much more for the magnitude of the kind of oil down that you all are designing or organizing. To me, you need at least about 6 people to handle such a pot. We have 15, 20 breadfruit and so on, or pot with that kind of magnitude. So where you're all limiting people to 3 people, to the crew to 3 people, I think that's a mistake. Anyway,
all right.
The people, if they object or didn't object, I can't say much about it because I'm not involved. But understanding the magnitude of the whole issue, I think you all should have at least 6 people.
Of course. We certainly do respect that a whole lot. Thank you so much. Yeah. You have another point you want to
relative to that confusion that Mr. Trump has designed for especially Caribbean countries. Now, it's not only all people that will be deported, you know. He intends to deport whoever is illegal from wherever. And technically, he is right, given that you are in the country illegally. But why not give an amnesty and naturalize the people? Because if the society of America needs them. This is one of the reasons why they are there, and they are able to enable the economy to thrive. Because their skills and talents are necessary. So it is better if he was to consider, what do you know, he's a racist. He have described Caribbean countries or black people countries as, use the word shithole, plain and simple. And that kind of a language, because he despises our people to that extent. But the thing about it is that if he has the kind of sense that he needs to have to recognize the value of the people, even though they are illegal, the value of them, what they could contribute to the society and the system. Now, when you have to deport, you have the deportation of so much people, it would dishevel the whole process. Because they are working somewhere, the establishment or institution, wherever they are, needs them. Who are you going to find to replace them? Legal people. For that matter, there are certain kind of jobs, and it happens in almost every country. There are certain kind of jobs that the natives don't usually want to do. So that foreigners have to go and get it done. So that's part of the problem. But the repercussion it would have on our society, for example, or any of the other Caribbean, because they're all neighbors, and their problem technically rests with our problem, because we are one community, as they call it. The kind of problem that would turn up, where you have a lot of people coming back here, like one caller pointed out, jobs are limited here. That's the first reason why they tried leaving Grenada to go up there to see if they get a job and to what they call better themselves and their family. Come back and they become a burden to an extent to the society. Easily that could happen. Now the fact that they are being deported, the whole idea of them coming back with money is out of the question. Let people understand that. This thing don't happen that way. If they deport you from a society or a system in a situation, you come back with basically the clothes on your back, and especially those that come from jail.
All right.
Your assets and so on is not considered. They don't have time for that. You get it illegally as far as they're concerned. They're not letting you come back with any asset. Normally, that's how it is.
Thank you, sir.
So people need to understand that. And you're talking about a serious situation as it will turn out for us to become a burden on our system and our society. Take care, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Not bad at all. Go right ahead, please.
Based on your questions, I don't think I want to take part in that. I want to have my own thought on what I want to say. You know, there's a problem in Grenada here, a serious problem with companies, demand and supply. They call any company in this country here to order for stuff, and they would tell you, you can't get this, you can't get that, get some. It's a problem in this country. And they go down to vegetables for the farmers too. Example, we have tomatoes now in large numbers. First sale we get, it was good. Now, getting a sale after that is difficult because the buyers put up a markup, what they're paying for the tomatoes. And the buyers going to sell it for X and X, and they can't get it sold for X and X. So they kill the market. So the farmer now sit down with his tomatoes in his garden, ripen on him, and he can't get sale. No, that way marketing what you used to come in and buy the farmers who at a lower price, sell it for people who can pay the high price in the supermarkets. So most farmers now are losing out. Yes, they make our friend a nice little money from, but then all the goods stay in and spoil. So they're not making any money, basically. So we have a problem in this country with demand and supply. Something is wrong somewhere. You call River Antoine, you call the car breweries, you call anybody. You will see the problem right there. Demand and supply. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
All right.
The farmers are really, really in trouble based on that.
Thank you, man. Have a good morning. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning.
Hey, GT.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, GT, I was listening to the Nadi's previous caller, the other one, and then you was talking about people sending home. I ended up getting a look at the list, and what happening in the US is not anything that is different. It's just this president is just the law was always there, nothing changed, and what he doing, he just enforcing the law. That's basically what happened, because remember, this is what he campaigned on, is to enforce the law. And then I look at three countries, and Jamaica is how much? 5,120 people they're looking to deport. St. Vincent,
but do you know if the list that you're seeing out there, is it legitimate, or is it just something somebody has come up with?
It's legitimate. It's from aside from an immigration attorney.
All right.
Which is this person is reliable. And Grenada, they have 149 people. And most of the people that on the list is people that some of them commit crimes, and some of them had that deportation slip, like the city judge, and that slip was handed to them, So it's some of the people that on the list that bring up to the 149, basically. Okay, GT, my point I want to make now, we was told by the new National Party that the NDC don't last in 2 years. Well, so far the NDC, they're going on almost 3 years, nothing happened. But we've seen that the thing that they was reaching for the NDC now happening to the NNP. The first time they lost 2 senators, they lost Peter David. Then after they lost 17, then they lost 6. And I'm hearing now that St. Patrick East, they still got some more to go. They have in Guave and St. Andrews, basically. So sometimes it's not good to reach people bad and celebrate the loss of them. But then we seen in Grenada now that the present political leader of the NNP, people is rejecting her because the process was rigged and the way that she was selected. So that brings us in a position now where if she is weak, then I think there is a chance you might see the emerging of Kit Mitchell again, because she can't pull the party together and people just resigning, and then I can see how in me that she could come and say that the process was fair. And also, GT, I want to touch that, I want to congratulate the Prime Minister and the bills and them that was passed in Parliament. And something I can understand, I can't fathom right now, to see that Kate, Lewis, and the NNP that was there, they didn't read the documents and everything before they come to Parliament. And then after, when we look, we see that Kate had no interest in even reading this thing, but she was shopping online. We paying these people and them to go to do the government business. I've been looking at different parliaments setting, and then I never see nobody shopping online while they're supposed to be doing the government business and expect to get paid. I think they should take some kind of action towards that. That's a disrespect. All right. Because government money being spent.
All right, caller. Anyway, I want to thank you. Hold on. Have a great day, man.
All the best.
Okay, great. We may entertain our final caller for the morning and take a wrap for today's program. Caller, your life. Good morning.
Yeah, GP, morning.
Good morning to you.
I want to touch on two brief things. That last point, the caller made there about people shopping online, and he has never seen that. Tell him, look at the African and the Australian and the British Parliament, and he would see what's going on. This kind of a trivial, unimportant things. And I don't know why people making this thing an issue. We go to meetings, and when we are bored, and anyone has a right to be on their phone at any time. The person person who took it, likewise, they was uninterested in what was taking place in the parliament as well. However, the farmer who called earlier, or the gentleman who called earlier, farmers can go on their own and sell their produce at a reduced price for people. Fishermen does go around blowing shell and selling jacks when they have plenty jacks on their hand, and they will get it sold. So the same thing could happen. And finally, the people who are speaking about Mr. Trump this, why don't they naturalize some people? Why didn't Mr. Biden do the same thing? The law is the law. If you are living in someone's country, I know of people who they're 37 plus years and never made an attempt to get legalized. What you want people to do? Just be going there and just breaking the law and say, whether you commit crime or not, you are an illegal alien in the eyes of the law. And he is right to do what he's doing. I have friends and family who might be impacted as well. But get your act together. If you're coming in Grenada and you walk in and you do not have an extension or any authorization from the immigration department, they are obligated to deport you. You have to conform yourself to the law, and it's that.
Thank you. Thank you, Cole. Certainly appreciate your contribution. Hey, folks, that's going to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. I certainly appreciate all who called in and of course, expressed their views and concerns. I certainly do appreciate that a whole lot. Join me again next week here on Classic Radio GBN TV for another edition of To The Point. Have a great day, what's left of it today, Friday, and a great weekend to come. Hey, don't forget, you have to be in Pearls tomorrow. GBN's All Long Fest. As we said, you're all going to be there, and you're welcome to come on out and be part of it. Have a good one, folks. That's why I say goodbye.